Good evening, students. Now we are going to discuss about consumption and investment function. Already we discussed in second lesson itself income, the concept of nation income. In that we studied measurement of nation income, importance, difficulties of nation income. Also we discussed. Here we are going to discuss about consumption function and investment function, how these two functions play a vital role in influencing nation income. Shall we discuss? And the primary macroeconomic objective is acceleration of growth. Acceleration is speed. When we start a bike, if we give a accelerate, then it go fast. That is called acceleration of growth of nation income. This is called a primary macroeconomic objective. And we have already seen that nation income comprises of consumption goods and investment goods. And there is a close correlation between investment and national income. Correlation means relation between investment and national income. If nation income is high, then the investment is high. If investment is high, the national income will be increased. That is why we said there is a close correlation between investment and national income. Here we are going to discuss about different basic concepts of this lesson. Multiplier, value of multiplier, what is consumption function, what is called saving, and how it become a capital, and acceleration. All these topics we are going to discuss elaborately. Here we are going to discuss what is the meaning of this. First one, multiplier. Multiplier refers to the changes of national income resulting from changes in investment. Already known that if investment is increased, national income also increase. That is called a multiplier. Then the value of multiplier itself depends on consumption function or marginal propensity to consume. Questions may occur like what is consumption function, or like a marginal propensity to consume. What is consumption function? This is the relation between consumption expenditure and national income. The unspent portion of national income is called what? Saving. If you earn a national income is 1000 rupees, assume that. If you spend 800, then the rest of 200 is called what? Saving. Unspent portion of income is called saving. Then this saving will become an investment, and this investment will be capital. Then the relation between consumption expenditure and capital expenditure is explained by principles of accelerator. Already I told you, no, accelerator. What is accelerator? The speed, growth of an economy. All these variables are close interconnected. You know that in the above we discuss one by one are interrelated or connected together. In this chapter we are going to learn about consumption function, psychological law of consumption, investment function, multiplier, accelerator, and super multiplier. Among them, now we are going to discuss about what is consumption function. What is consumption function? The meaning of consumption function is the relation between income and consumption. The consumption function or propensity to consume refers to income consumption relationship. Income consumption relationship. The function relation between two aggregates. What are the two aggregates? Total consumption and gross national income. It may be 2 mark. Simply know that the consumption function is income and consumption relations. Symbolically, the relations are explained here. C is equal to f of y. C is a dependent variable, Y is a independent variable. C is called a consumption, Y is a income, and F is function. How C is dependent? If we want to increase our consumption, what should we have? More income. If we have more income, our consumption will automatically increase. This is the relationship we have to explain consumption function. Thus, the consumption function indicates a function relation between C and Y, where C is a dependent variable and Y is a independent variable. That is, C is determined by Y. C is determined by Y. If we have more income, Y, then automatically consumption will be high, increase. This relationship is based on the ceteris paribus. Ceteris paribus already we learned in 11th standard, other things being equal. That is the assumption, as only income consumption relationship is considered and all possible influences on consumption are held constant. What we taken as a changes, income and consumption. Other factors of consumption which will be held as a constant. We need not to take as a account while consumption function calculation. We should take only consumption and income relationship for consumption function. In fact, consumption function is a schedule of various amount of consumption expenditure corresponding to different level of income. A hypothetical consumption schedule. What do you mean hypothetical? Assumed. See, the table is given here. First column refers income, Y, consumption indicates C, and saving S. If you don't have any income, you should consume for living. That is from past saving. Economics called such in consumption is called autonomous consumption, because there is no income. Even though there is no income, you should consume. Then how can you save? That is why saving is minus, negative. If income increase 60, consumption will increase 70. Here also no savings. And income increases 120, consumption increases same, then there is no savings. Likewise, income increases 360 and consumption increase 320. Now you can save 40 rupees as a savings. The changes in income and consumption is called a savings. Unspent portion of income, the rupees 40, it is not spent by consumption, that is why the 40 rupees will be saved. Here we take an example. If we take a C is equal to 100 plus 0.8y, then the MPC is equal to 0.8. MPC, you know the formula from the next topics. Then you can understand how it came. Change in C by change in Y, that is called a MPC. If we calculate a 0.8 by 100, then you may get a 0.8. If you take a 80, then in divide you can get 0.8. Likewise, the calculation will be held here. If y equal to 0, if you put y equal to 0, then this term will be totally 0. The remaining is 100. That is why C is equal to 100. If y equal to 100, if you put 100 here, then 180. 180 plus 100, 80 plus 100, 180 consumption. If y equal to 200, y equal to 200. If you multiply 200 with 0.8, how much you get? 160. 160 plus 100, 260. That is here. Likewise, if you add one more thing, 300, you may get consumption is 340. In mathematical terms, C is equal to A plus by, or it may be C equal to 20 plus 0.8y. It is hypothetical. Hypothetical is assumed. Where A greater than 0 and B less than 1, the value between 0 and 1, not more than 1 or not less than 0, that is indicated here. And C is a consumption, A is a constant or intercept, is equal to 20. Y equal to income, B equal to MPC, that is marginal propensity to consume, 0.8. Already in table itself I told that MPC, how will you calculate MPC? Change in C by change in Y. In the above table, what it shows that consumption is increasing. Consumption is increasing. Consumption is increasing. 20, 70, 120, 170 likewise increasing. Why? Because income also increase. 60, 20. If income increases, consumption also increases. That was shown by this schedule. Even the income is 0. Here it's shown that when income is 0, people spend out of their in past savings. The first event, so income is 0, consumption will takes but no savings. That is called autonomous consumption, which will be explained by the following diagram. X-axis indicates income, Y-axis indicates consumption. The 45-degree line shows equal level of consumption and income. The 45-degree line. That is why C equal to Y. Then the C curve indicates that here the autonomous consumption will take, because 0 income but consumption will take. That is this 0 to 20 is called autonomous consumption. Even though there is no income, he has to consume by borrowing, loans or past savings from friends. Anyway, he has to live. Then see the explanation. Here Y equal to 120, C equal to 120. The point B, both are equal. If income increase, consumption also increase same. If income increases 180, consumption will be 170. Then the point yes, this portion is called savings. How much? At point rupees 10 is savings. Like that, income increases 360, consumption increase 320. Then the remaining 40 is called savings. In this diagram, the income is measured horizontally and consumption is measured vertically. In 45-degree line, at all levels of income and consumption are equal. It is a linear consumption function based on the assumption that consumption changes by the same amount as income. Income increase is consumption also increase. Thus the consumption function measures not only the amount spent on consumption but also the amount saved. This is because propensity to save merely propensity not to consume. If you don't consume, such amount will be called save. Then the 45-degree line may therefore regard as a zero saving line, because income is consumed at same level. If income increase 120, consume will also 120. And the shape and position of C curve indicate the division of income between consumption and saving.